They called him the new Manny Pacquiao.
Carlos Baby Pacquiao.
Until he met Naoya Inoue.
I don't care who he looks like. On fight night, he's done.
The result shocked everyone.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever.
The year was 2018. Japanese boxer nicknamed the Monster Naoya Inoue was quickly conquering the lower weight classes. By the age of just 25, this silent samurai had already become a 3-division world champion, feared by an entire generation. That year, he entered the World Boxing Super Series, a prestigious tournament in the bantamweight division where only the best of the best dared to compete. And right in the very first round, he was matched with a dangerous test, former world champion and Olympic veteran, a man no one had ever knocked out. His name was Juan Carlos Payano, but fans called him Baby Pacquiao. The nickname wasn't just for show. His speed, his style, his spirit. Everything about Payano reminded people of a young Manny Pacquiao. And that made this fight feel bigger than just another bout. For many fans, it was like Inoue was about to face a shadow from the past, a version of Pacquiao, reborn in a Dominican warrior. Juan Carlos Payano was born into a poor, crowded family in La Vega, Dominican Republic. Like Pacquiao in the Philippines, he knew struggle from a young age, growing up barefoot, hungry, and working since early childhood. His way out of poverty? Boxing. By age 5, Payano was already throwing punches in backyard rings. And he never stopped. He gave his entire youth to the sport. As an adult, he made a painful decision to leave his wife and 3 sons behind and move overseas to the United States, chasing the dream of a world title. "I didn't abandon them," he once said. "I did it to give them a better life, so they'd never go hungry like I did as a child." The tears of his family the night he left almost made him stay, but Payano had made up his mind. He would become a champion for them and come back with the belt. Sounds familiar, right? Payano's path in boxing mirrored the story of Pac-Man himself. Both were short southpaw fighters in the lower weight divisions without any standout physical advantages, but their weapons? Speed, stamina, and heart. Like a young Pacquiao, Payano fought with pressure and pure aggression. His coach once said, "It's hard to prepare for Juan's wild power and relentless style." Payano never backed up, always coming forward, throwing wide, explosive punches. This fearless, chaotic style earned him the nickname Mini Pacquiao. Even his look reminded fans of Manny, stocky frame, wide smile, and raw emotions in the ring. But above all, it was the mindset. Like Pacquiao, Payano was quiet and humble in daily life. But once that bell rang, he turned into a fearless warrior. He never feared getting hit. He was always ready to gamble it all for the win. "I want to do in bantamweight what Manny did in his division," Payano once declared, "and I step into every fight with that mentality." That wasn't just a dream, it was a warning. Success came quickly. Payano represented the Dominican Republic at 2 Olympic Games, and once he turned pro, it didn't take long for him to rise into the elite. In 2014, just 4 years after his debut, the 30-year-old Baby Pacquiao captured his first world title, the WBA Bantamweight Championship, by defeating longtime champion Anselmo Moreno, a seasoned Panamanian veteran who simply couldn't handle Payano's pressure. With that victory, Juan kept the promise he made to his family. He became world champion and soon brought his loved ones to live with him in Miami. Back home in the Dominican Republic, he became a national hero, a rare world champion from the Caribbean.
Nuevo campeón mundial, Juan Carlos.
Fans called him the Dominican Pacquiao, believing their hometown warrior could echo even a small part of Manny's legendary journey. Payano wore that nickname with pride and pressure. He knew that being compared to Pacquiao wasn't just an honor, it was a responsibility. Every time he stepped into the ring, he fought to prove that Baby Pacquiao wasn't just a gimmick, it was a name he earned.
In the bantamweight division, Equity Sports Fight Night Boxing. And there, Maldonado is down.
But time waits for no one. Payano was already in his 30s, and many believed his best days were behind him. After losing his title in a hard-fought rematch with Raushi Warren in 2016, the Dominican warrior was hungry to reclaim his former glory. The WBSS tournament offered him one last shot at greatness, but fate had other plans. In the very first round, he was matched against the most dangerous man in the bracket, Naoya Inoue, a young prodigy already being called the tournament favorite. For Payano, this fight was a chance to shake up the division, to remind the world who he was. For Inoue, it was time to prove why they called him the monster. The stakes were high, and both men knew
自
it.
分のできるボクシングを全て出し切って、この試合をしっかりと自分のものにしたいと思います。
Pelea difícil. Estamos en la máxima preparación que hemos podido estar.
The date, October 7th, 2018. The place, Yokohama Arena, Japan. 2 days before the fight, Inoue appeared calm at the press conference, respectfully praising his opponent. Payano is strong and experienced. I'll try to show my best boxing and win. But back in the locker room before the fight, the usually humble Inoue dropped the mask. I'm going for the knockout, he said. I will finish him. A quiet promise, or maybe a warning. The Yokohama crowd of 15,000 roared in anticipation. Their hometown hero was ready to deliver. But real boxing fans knew Payano wasn't just some walkover. This man had gone to 2 Olympics, defeated champions like Moreno and Warren, and had heart forged in poverty. Yes, Inoue was the heavy favorite. He was 9 years younger, faster, and had a reputation for devastating knockouts. But Payano carried something else: experience, belief, and the spirit of a man who'd been called the mini Pacquiao. As he stood in the tunnel before walking out, his face was pure focus. Maybe in that moment he wasn't just fighting for a win, he was fighting for a name that carried the shadow of a legend. The fight began. In the opening seconds, both men studied each other carefully. Payano took the center of the ring, bouncing lightly on his toes, a southpaw staring down an orthodox fighter, just like Pacquiao so many times before. Inoue circled him smoothly, eyes locked, waiting for the right moment. The tension built with every heartbeat. Everyone in that arena knew the monster's power. One clean shot could end it all. But the mini Pacquiao wasn't here to back down. He was ready to answer fire with fire.
3階級制覇を成し遂げた長谷川穂積さん、そして WBC バンタム級チャンピオンとして12度の防衛記録を誇ります山中慎介さん、日本人世界チャンピオンとして長きにわたってバンタム級戦線を引っ張ってきた名チャンピオン。
振ってくる左もあるからね。
Ya véale. Dale ángulo, dale ángulo. Véalo bien. Vamos, bien tapadito. Tire si no ya vea bien y tapadito. Más ángulo. Dale la vuelta, eso es.
Then suddenly, a lightning strike. Inoue exploded forward with a perfect surgical combo, a blinding left jab, followed instantly by a straight right hand, one clean shot, one split second, and Payano, the veteran, never even saw it coming. Knockout, just like that. The arena exploded and then fell silent. Everyone stunned. The clock froze. 1 minute, 10 seconds. That's all it took. No one in WBSS history had ever finished a fight this fast. The ref didn't even count. He knew Payano wasn't getting up. The Dominican crashed to the canvas. Hard. It was over. Just like that, the dream of Mini Pacquiao shattered into pieces. One perfect combo. One flash. Fight done. A moment ago, it felt like things were just heating up. Now, over. Inoue quietly walked to his corner. No wild celebration. For him, this was just another first-round KO, his second in a row. But even the most seasoned experts were shaken. Payano had never been knocked out, not in 23 pro fights, not even in the Olympics. Now the proud veteran lay flattened, blown away by a younger, faster, merciless champion. By the time Payano came to, Inoue's hand was already raised. The crowd was a mix of emotions. Some cheered for the local hero. Others sat in silence, still hungry for the fight that never really happened. Naoya Inoue had done exactly what he promised. He dismantled Mini Pacquiao in seconds. This win pushed him confidently through the WBSS bracket. But for Juan Carlos, it was a turning point, his first knockout loss, a heavy blow to his pride and ambition. Yet even in defeat, Payano earned respect. He had the courage to face the monster, and he took a punch that might have dropped anyone. There was no regret in his eyes, only a silent question that would never be answered. And that same question silently echoed in the minds of everyone watching. Inoue had faced a copy of Pacquiao, but what if it had been the real thing? What if that night, under the lights, it was prime Manny Pacquiao standing in the opposite corner? Could he have taken that perfect punch? Would he have survived or fallen just as quickly as his mini-twin? No one knows, no one ever will, but one thing's certain: every great fighter eventually meets a shadow of their own legend. Naoya Inoue passed that test flawlessly. And now fans can only wonder what would have happened if the monster had faced the real Pac-Man.
Manny Pacquiao. Naoya Monster